Rudy Giuliani is in big trouble. Creditors can finally go after what few assets he has left. Rudy Giuliani has lost bankruptcy protection, and creditors can now go after his assets, a New York judge ruled Friday. The former New York mayor turned Donald Trump lawyer was found liable for defaming 2 Georgia election workers in December, with a jury awarding them $148 million. Giuliani then applied for bankruptcy protection, arguing that he was unable to pay the judgment because of the other many sizable debts he owes. Judge Sean Lane, of New York's federal bankruptcy court, made the ruling partly due to Giuliani's lack of transparency, writing in his 22-page opinion that the disgraced lawyer hadn't opened the books of the companies he owns, which have recently received thousands of dollars in wire transfers. Lane also said that Giuliani hasn't explained other financial dealings, from book contracts to what his podcast and radio show earn. Mr. Giuliani has failed to provide an accurate and complete picture of his financial affairs in the 6 months that this case has been pending, Lane wrote. The lack of financial transparency is particularly troubling given concerns that Mr. Giuliani has engaged in self-dealing and that he has potential conflicts of interest that would hamper the administration of his bankruptcy case. Giuliani claims a net worth of $10.6 million, mostly tied up in 2 apartments, one in New York City and another in Palm Beach, Florida. The 2 Georgia election workers, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, plan to seek liens on the 2 properties soon, their lawyers say. Giuliani's creditors can also try to seize his other assets, which include bank accounts, his collection of luxury watches, his Mercedes-Benz sports car, 3 New York Yankees World Series rings, and other baseball memorabilia. Giuliani's creditors accuse him of downplaying how much these items are worth or failing to acknowledge them altogether. Giuliani does not manage his money well. He lost his accountant in May, and despite his many debts, still spends extravagantly while blowing off his financial responsibilities. He didn't pay back his accountants, lawyers, or his ex-wife. Lately, in a desperate attempt to make money, he even tried to sell his own coffee. The rest of his life isn't going well either. Giuliani was disbarred from practicing law earlier this month over his false statements on the 2020 election and is facing criminal charges in Arizona over his election misdeeds after a comical attempt to avoid being served. His old client Trump still owes him $2 million in unpaid legal fees. But aside from throwing the odd fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago, hasn't helped his ex-lawyer. It looks like Rudy may soon hit rock bottom.